everybody!
Hey! What's up, everyone?
I hope you guys are doing pretty dang good.
Yeah.
I know I am.
Oh, yeah.
Are you doing good, Joe?
So good.
Fucking
So
right.
psyched.
Yes, we're starting a new chapter in Extreme.
Mm-hmm.
We're closing the book on who we used to be and are opening the pages of a new chapter.
So get excited.
Get pumped, get excited,
Sit down.
then stand up,
Then sit down again.
and then throw your hands in the air like you just don't care.
And put on your listening caps.
And your thinking caps.
And your thinking caps, because this is going to get deep.
And musically different.
Musically...
As you could probably infer by the intro already. But we're not all different because we
Not
still
all
have Jerem. Thanks for chiming in, Jerem.
How's it going, Jerem?
Thanks. Fantastic.
Yeah, good.
He's doing pretty good.
Yeah, I think so.
That sounds like it.
Yeah.
He seems pretty. Yeah, he seems pretty intent on us checking out this new era of Extreme.
Yeah. So we got a new game. It's not Mega Man.
Yes, we're trying out something new. So thank you guys for your input. We very much appreciate your feedback.
Yeah.
So after consideration of the options that we had in front of us, we've decided to go with the game Mighty Gunvolt Burst.
Yeah.
So
Nintendo Switch we're on right now.
Yeah, this is a relatively new game actually. So we're really going different here.
Yeah. Maybe could kind of get the attention of a different audience.
I don't know. Yeah. But I mean, we're still going. This is still Mega Man-like.
Yeah.
So,
it's still similar vibe.
Exactly. So I'm pretty psyched about this new direction for this round of this series, this book, this game. Yeah,
the series.
That's a word. No, let's go with that word. So I'm pretty excited about this. I always love looking into the past, but looking forward into the future and seeing what's just recently come out is always good too.
Yeah, especially this game. It's pretty retro style.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, very throws back to SNES era kind of 16-bit graphics.
Yeah, love it.
Except super crisp.
Yeah.
So we're going to be. Normally, this is where we would go into a break and play the music from the game.
Mm-hmm.
But we're gonna be trying something different now. In that we're gonna be playing some more different music.
Original music, our own music that's not copyrighted.
Yes, music that we won't get in trouble for. But I think you guys are gonna like the music interstitials in between now because they're actually created by the one and only Joey Pearson over here.
Thank you.
Yes, so our main man Joey actually, fantastic musician ever since I've known him. We've been making music ourselves. Well, mainly him. I would just do stupid backup vocals. But he's a fantastic...
We're a team.
We're a team. But he would make fantastic little vignettes and music, and he's gone on to do some pretty impressive stuff. You should check him out whenever he puts his stuff up on iTunes.
Yeah. Soon.
Yeah, soon. You have an album that you're working on, right?
Yeah, working on an album. Should be done next year.
Yeah, so look forward to that. But in the meanwhile, we're going to actually just play a little bit of some of his old stuff right now, and then in the future, look forward to more original compositions from him. And we're going to use this as kind of like a break time in between us chatting over the stages that we normally talk about. We're still going to talk about the music from the stages. You're just going to hear something different.
Yeah, I'll try to make it video game style,
Yeah, so let us know if this sounds too weird or it's too jarring as to what it was, but we're trying something new. We'd love your feedback. So let us know what you think. Here's the track. Check it out. welcome back.
Hey.
What'd you guys think of that break? It's
Yeah.
very smooth music, right?
Smooth. I guess
Like-
so.
Like Peebers and Jam. That's what my Meemaw used to call it. Yeah, you know, because I was born in the Super South,
Oh yeah.
and I had a Meemaw.
We have fun here on Extreme.
I think we do. I like to think we do. Yeah, Jerem thinks we do too. Thanks, Jerem. But let's
Let's talk about this game.
talk a little about the game we just started. So, Mighty Gunvolt Burst. So first off, initial impressions of just the initial screens that we're seeing here. This looks genuinely very impressive.
Yeah.
So the 16-bit graphics look fantastic. They don't look kind of like CRT based, like they would be better on a CRT television.
Right.
It looks like they've been up-resed to make it show very well on Switch's hardware here.
Mm-hmm.
So running very crisp, very clean.
Super crisp. Super retro. It's perfect.
Yeah, 60 frames per second on a 16-bit game.
Yeah.
That shit's running super fast.
That's all I want in
Just
every game.
Especially games like this,
Yeah.
because you need that kind of speed. But as you go into the game here, you get to choose from one of two characters to play as. So you have either Gunvolt, the namesake of this franchise, or a different character named Beck.
Right.
So they do have little pieces of information about the both of them underneath their character selection icons. Gunvolt is an adept with the power of the Azure Striker, and he has many different skills. Whereas Beck is a free-thinking robot made by Dr. White. Doesn't that sound familiar? Something about that just kind of rings a bell. Not quite sure, though. Might just be me just thinking outside the box.
Yeah. You're too
No.
creative for this.
I know. There's no parallel here. And he has lots of customization options. Both the skills and the customization option we'll be talking about a bit later, but it's actually very integral to the gameplay itself. But before we get to the gameplay, there's story!
Ooh.
And there's actually just kind of walls of text, which is it's fine.
Fine. It's good font.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah.
Maybe be nice if there was like a picture or something.
Yeah.
It's not just like pure blackness.
Yeah, like weird. Like,
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. It's still very, it's a good way of conveying your story, but
Yeah.
it'd be kind of nice to have pictures. I like picture books.
Picture book.
My favorite kind of book was the pop-up book. Because on the inside, I'm a 3-year-old.
On the inside, we're all 3-year-olds.
That's true. Actually, do you know how we actually age? We just kind of grow more skin on top of our original baby body until we're big. That's how we grow.
Yeah.
I read that
That's
in a
it.
book.
It's like a
That-
tree. We're like trees.
Exactly. If you cut us open, you'll see the baby on the inside.
Yeah.
Just like a Krang situation from like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. If you dig deep enough, there's just a little brain piloting us. But yeah, enough about weird side tangents.
Yeah.
Let's talk about this. So
right.
I think we both selected Gunvolt
Yeah.
on this to kind of keep with the namesake. So Gunvolt story. In the near future, there's a new type of supernatural septimal power, I believe it's called.
Yeah.
Septimal in quotes.
Yeah.
That has emerged. And a corporation known as the Sumeragi Corporation wanted to round up all the adepts with the septimal power, but was stopped by Gunvolt, a septimal of lightning. Because, Volt is in his name. So they were really creative because he shoots people with a gun and he also uses lightning volts.
Yeah.
So hence the name, guy who shoots weapon with lightning around him. That was the name, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. In acronym form.
Yeah, I think so.
Guy uses
nice.
nice.
Guy uses nice van over light traffic. That's basically what it stands for, right?
Yeah.
So Gunvolt takes his minivan and drives it over to the corporation.
Pretty quickly.
Yeah, very slightly quickly. There's a little bit of traffic, so he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
But after Gunvolt stops the Sumeragi Corporation, he takes a long rest to heal his mind and body with his friend Jewel, nicknamed the Muse, who I guess exists now in a spiritual form because maybe she died. I don't remember, she died or something in the previous game.
I don't know.
I mean, the story told me, but now I don't remember. Something about he rests with his friend Jewel, who is now like a ghost that resides within him now for some reason.
Cool.
Games are weird, Joey.
Yeah, that's why we like them.
That's why we like them, though. And then one day, Gunvolt is transported to a new land where he cannot use his powers because of something happening from the sky. There's he said there's like a mysterious light, and now he's somewhere else.
And like his guy, like Jewel or something, is not there.
Yeah, he's like, what the
power
like?
from.
Yeah, because he can't use his powers, and like, what the fuck's going on here? And then we get thrown into a stage select screen.
Yay!
But it starts off like in most actual, like, this is very Mega Man-esque.
Yeah.
Like, let's get that on the table right now. This clearly has inspirations from Mega Man.
Yeah.
Starting off with an intro stage too.
Sure.
So we have the first intro stage that you have to select, which is the city.
Mm-hmm.
But before we jump into that, I wanted to just kind of do some quick notes on the actual stage select screen itself. Again, the music here, very nice, super crisp. It fits very well.
Yeah.
Makes me very excited to keep going.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of the way it's presented to you, it gives you the impression that it's going to be like a straightforward linear progression style.
Right.
Because they just present you with the one stage. And kind of like, oh wait, this isn't really Mega Man-ish because it's just the one stage. You probably couldn't keep like progressing in one stages, and you'll have to keep going in this one. But later that is very heavily debunked.
Yeah.
But in the meanwhile, we continue to look around the screen here, and there's some rare items that kind of are not quite explained yet.
Yeah.
But we'll look into them after we kind of go through the level.
Yeah.
Because there's a little more explanation there. And as you can see in the background, I think I noticed something when you have a stage selected, or you're on the stage. There's a shadowy figure in the top right that I think is supposed to represent what the boss is gonna be, or look like at least.
In the stage select screen.
Yeah, it's like in the top right-ish.
Yeah.
It's just like kind of this faint outline.
Yeah.
I think that's supposed to be like an outline of what the boss is, maybe?
I think so.
I think so too. But I'm kind of just taking a guess. And
based on playing the level already.
Yes. All right, parting the kimono. Based on playing the level, yes, we know that that's right. I'm trying to build tension, man. You gotta put narrative tension into our podcast.
Yeah, it's true. But you know, there's like
can't.
a fine line between tension and honesty that we have to, you know?
Oh, dude, do you guys feel like I lied to you? Oh, no. If you feel like I lied to you, please tweet at us at It's the Extreme and say, Zach, don't lie to me anymore. And if you don't think I lied to you, tweet at us at It's the Extreme and say, Zach, you're good.
Yeah, you're good. No, we have a good, I think, mix.
Yeah, I think we're a mixture of nice, what do we call it? Pleasantry lying?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Performance.
Yeah, we're performance artists now, kind of, maybe, sort of, not really.
It's a kind of a performance.
Yeah, I think so. And we're getting better at it every day.
We are.
I think so.
Noticeably, I think.
I would have to agree.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Jerem needs a little practice, but
yeah, he's working on it. Yeah. I mean, he's new to the podcast, but we can't fault him. He's got a good heart.
He'll catch up.
Yeah. He just needs to listen to our recordings.
Take some notes.
Yeah, there you go. You get it? Because he's a recorder. So recordings.
I get it.
All right, I'll see myself out of the podcast. No, but one last thing before we actually jump into the city here. Before you actually jump into the level, you can either begin or there's a little customization button there. So you can customize your hero, which is very interesting. Yeah, so I kind of took a very brief look at this, but it really looks like you can customize the shit out of your hero. And what do I mean by that? You can change kind of everything about how they play. So as the game progresses, you unlock items that you can kind of use to augment your character. And you get these CP points, or customization points, I believe they're called, to kind of change how your hero plays. So to kind of put that in perspective here, one of the more tangible ones you can do up front is changing your buster. So you can change how many bullets come out at one time. You can change how big the bullets are, like size-wise. You can change how fast they come out of your gun. You can change if they go in an arc or not, or they just go straight forward. You can change how fast they go if they're in an arcing pattern, how fast they go post-arc. Like, there's so much shit here.
That's really cool.
There's so much deep fucking customization. You can really change the gameplay. Mm-hmm. It really makes it very cool.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
It's pretty awesome.
And then, I mean, as the game goes forward here, we're probably going to get more options of how we can customize our heroes. But, like, holy jeez, like, I want to fuck around with a ton of different options just to see which ones I like.
I know. Because,
I mean, you could set up different actual customization categories. You can have up to, like, 30 or so. Wow. So you could just be like, you know what, I'm feeling like this setup is going to be good for this level, so I'm going to play like this. But this customization focuses better on this stage. So it's crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited to like see all the different combinations of shit we could do.
Yeah, me too. So with that, I guess let's try and go get some more customization options by diving into the first stage here, named The City.
The City.
The City. the city.
The city.
The city. Quick. Very nice.
Yes.
Jerem, what did you think about the city? Yeah? Ooh. Okay. Why'd you think that? Oh, all right. That's a weird criticism, but all right. Okay, Jesus. Just kidding. It's a very valid concern. Okay, okay, Jerem.
Very good, Jim.
Thank you, Jerem. Always very insightful. Thank you for that. But yes, we made it through the city. We were rolling around at the speed of sound. No, I'm just kidding. Wrong city. So let's just dive right into this. This game looks really great. This looks so crisp.
Yeah, the backgrounds.
Yeah, like even just the way it kind of gets you into the stage, it looks like you're kind of being teleported into like a virtual world. Mm-hmm. Like they have like this thing where it's like the world is kind of building behind you.
Right.
It looks really nice. And
yeah.
And like I said, it really shines through with the Switch's hardware here how beautiful the pixel art is.
Oh, for sure.
It's gorgeous. But yeah, as we move through the stage here, so first off, Gunvolt is very aptly named. So he shoots a gun, and he has this skill, I guess, that you can pull out lightning. Talk about that a little bit more in a bit. But just more kind of initial observations here. The game is kind of set up in a 4x3 mode. So what that basically means is there's borders on the side.
Yeah.
To kind of show additional information outside of the stage itself, like how many customization points you have, what weapons and skills, your combo meter, if you've retried a lot, and basically a timer. So a lot of kind of information on the side here that we'll kind of go over in a moment, especially the combos. But yeah, so you already know the customization. We talked about that. Retries is pretty self-explanatory. It's just how many times you died. And time is just kind of how fast you made it through. But you can use that to kind of... Yeah, so pretty self-explanatory again. But you use that really to kind of keep yourself on pace if you're trying to, say, beat a challenge or something like that, which we'll talk about later. Because this game is chock full of challenges.
Oh, yeah.
But as you go through here, some notable enemies. There's a panicking robot that loses his fucking mind when you just come near him. His head starts, like, spinning around, and he, like, charges in the forward direction. He's like, ah! It's like, Jesus, dude, Jill, what is your problem?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
These guys are crazy.
These guys are a bit cray. And then we get into weird territory where usually I'm skeptical about these kinds of people coming in, but there's a screw as an enemy, which makes no gosh darn sense. And it shoots laser beams out of its head.
Yeah.
That doesn't really make sense. And there's a recycling bin that's throwing recycling at you.
Yeah, it's kind of fun.
Yeah. It's just, okay.
It's like kind of like Futurama robots.
Yeah, they do. They do actually look like they would fit very well into a Futurama episode.
Yeah.
Sorry. So, as you go through here, it actually kind of explains just how kind of the game works here.
Right.
So, it explains, first off, bursting, which I'll talk about right now. So, bursting is a mechanic in this game where you take down an enemy, but if you do it at very close range, you actually get a burst, which allows for your combo meter to go up.
Right.
When your combo meter goes up, you get more points. And the more points you get, I think the more customization points you might get at the end.
Okay.
Or it increases your high score, I guess, at the end.
At least.
So, yes, at the very least it does that. Which I think does impact whether or not you get more CP points at the end. Yeah, so it's very interesting. You have to be very close to them to get this burst. So it's kind of like a trade-off. If you want to get extra points, you gotta kind of be a little risky.
Yeah.
But again, this is kind of not explained in a very Mega Man way.
Right. They just like kind of tell like they have a lot of words and then a lot of nothing.
Yeah, it's a lot of just big blocks of text
Yeah.
where they just kind of outright like, okay, here's the thing. Let's just lay it on the table. This is how it's going to be from now on. You gotta burst.
Yeah.
You gotta burst.
Just do it.
Just do it like a balloon. You gotta burst. Which is not great in my opinion, but I was thinking about it and I'm not quite sure what I would have done if I was the designer to kind of portray this bursting mechanic.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, aside from like dropping you into a hole where the enemy's like a foot in front of you and you have to just take them out quick and you get that burst.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, what was that burst thing?
Right.
So maybe that could have been a thing where it goes down in like one shot if you're close enough to it.
Uh-huh.
And then it kind of shows you bursts. And then you eventually figure out, oh, wait, I actually have to be up close to get that burst. But you wouldn't really infer that of what the point of the burst is. So I guess it's a bit of a hard line to draw, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's like it's hard, especially for us, like as just like playing it. We're not actually designing the game.
No, for sure. I mean, as a player, it gets the point across. But I guess as a critic, it would be kind of nicer to have seen that put in more of a conveyance way,
Right.
where you, as the player, just kind of naturally figure that out.
Yeah, like Mega Man style.
Like Mega Man style, exactly. Like learning by doing, not by telling. But as you move through here, you run into another enemy, which is legit just a floor sweeper with eyeballs. Like, what is up with this?
The what?
It's like a floor sweeper with eyeballs.
Oh yeah.
It's like just sweeping the floor.
Yeah,
It's
it's a lot of just like
I'm sweeping the floor. And it's like, okay, like we're fighting vacuum cleaners, recycling bins, and screws.
that's cool. It's a theme.
There's a theme for sure. Which
It
is
is the city, but like we're in the city, so I guess.
that's true. Big city nights, you know, big city living with robots. But as you move through, well, the trend of what you're talking about kind of gets interrupted by literally just a fucking cannon that shoots out like miniature suns,
Yeah.
like in the same
cool.
room as the fucking robot that will wiping the floor. Like there's just this heavy cannon shooting out tiny suns. Like, what is this whiplash of enemy design we have going on here? It's just like, I'm going like left and right here, guys. My head is fucking burning.
There's no like consistency.
No consistency. But I guess maybe there'll be more. Maybe we'll just establish a pattern more as we go through.
Yeah.
So let's hold our horses on that. As you go through, it does give you another explanation on skills. So there are kind of special skills you can equip through customization that you can activate up to 3 times per level, unless you get a refill. The first one you get for Gunvolt is the Azure Bolt. I think it's called Astro Bolt or something like that. It's just 3 balls of lightning that kind of encompass him and kind of keep you safe. So it's kind of like a Mega Man-esque upgrade that you kind of just have like after beating a boss.
Right.
Except his natural one is lightning, so that makes sense.
Right.
And we'll get more of those as we're going through. Again, it's just another big text box, but we've already kind of talked about that.
Mm-hmm.
As we move through the stage, though, a little bit more, there's just a giant mech in the background that's shooting missiles at us.
Right. That's just like, you don't know where it's coming from, but it's aiming at you.
Yeah, for sure. And it shoots like a volley of like 8 missiles at you per like 2 seconds.
Right.
So you gotta like keep moving.
Yeah, it's hard not to get hit.
Exactly. But thankfully the developers actually thought of that. And right in the beginning, if you break one of the boxes, there's an invincibility power up.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of gives you a little leeway there and being like, oh, okay, so we're not totally fucked here.
That's cool.
Yeah, so they kind of thought about that, which is a great little side thought.
Yeah.
As you move through the stage, though, I forgot to mention this actually. You go through the stage and you're picking up food, like actual just food.
Yeah, like strawberries.
Yeah, like strawberries and
apples.
Like fruits and vegetables and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can use that as like actual health throughout the stage if you need.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know at the end it kind of penalizes you if you use a fruit.
Oh, yeah?
But I think you can use fruit to get back energy, I think. Or health. I'm not sure which. I didn't use them.
I don't know.
I'll try and use them next time. But there, as we move through the stage here, there's another little concept that it throws at you is floating robots. So it's this is actually a good learning experience for Mega Man, from Mega Man, because they actually give you one floating robot to kind of try in a more controlled environment where you're not going to die. And then they kind of throw the whole fucking kitchen sink at you.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, navigate this huge this maze now. Or just like this 3 ones that are going up and down. And also there's a robot that's trying to shoot at you now. So that seemed very Mega Man to me. Where they introduce a concept to you.
It's one of the things like I like most about Mega Man.
Exactly.
And just like video games in general when they do that.
For sure, they introduce the concept in an easy to understand and safe environment, and then kind of show it to you again in a more difficult and dangerous environment. Kind of test what you've learned, which is fantastic. That's the way to teach somebody a mechanic in your game.
Right.
And that's fantastic. So fucking kudos. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention the game is created by Inti Creates. So thank you, Inti Creates. That was very good.
Cool.
As you move through, though, I forgot to mention one more enemy that is actually a return from a Mega Man game. Sniper Joe.
Sniper Joe.
Sniper Joe is back.
He's here.
Yeah, he's in this game. That's a cool little cameo.
Yeah.
He's got his huge shield and he shoots you.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Nice.
It's like clearly just referencing Mega Man. Like before we had the Mace Joes and the Disc Joes, and now we have the Sniper Joes back.
Sick.
So it's fantastic. I think that's a cool little nod.
Yeah.
As you move through the stage here, you get to a Mega Man X-esque boss doorway, where you kind of go in, and you have that little hallway, that kind of interstitial between the boss. And then we get to the boss. There's a name that shows up for like a half second.
Okay.
I don't think I caught the name properly.
Like after you enter in?
Yeah. I think it's called like the Roundinator or the Round Digger.
Okay. I saw that.
Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah.
I think Round Digger.
Round something.
Yeah. I'm not quite sure. We're gonna go
Round Digger.
Round Digger. Okay, Round Digger. Which makes sense. It is round and it looks like it could bore into some shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, like we said, that was the boss's shadow there in the in stage select screen. So that's good. And in very Mega Man X or Mega Man-esque fashion, one of its main attacks is rushing you with gusto. Not, with actual like gusto. Not like, you know what I mean.
Yes, I know it. Yes.
Thank you. And one of its, it can also shoot missiles, both the normal way that it showed you before in the stage prior, but it can
So,
also
like,
go on the ceiling and
yeah.
shoot them like reverse style,
Just,
where it goes up.
I guess like just goes. They're like homing towards you. I guess.
I guess it's very interesting.
Kind of like that's probably who was shooting those missiles at you in the
I,
stage.
yes, exactly. I would tend to agree. And as he goes through, actually, he has ground shaking jumps, which actually, like Beck will react, or sorry, not Beck, Gunvolt will react to if you're standing on a platform. He'll fall down and kind of do like a little animation, much like Mega Man X did. And yeah, it wasn't as easy to take them down.
Right.
Like, it was in a sense, because, I mean, his head is the big target, and he's usually just facing you.
But, like, he still, like, hits you a lot.
Yeah, like, it takes a lot more hits than any other intro boss from a Mega Man game.
That too, yeah.
Like, it's not just like, oh, I hit him 6 times and he's dead.
Uh-huh.
Like, no, this guy actually wasn't a complete pushover for an intro boss. So, I kind of like that.
Yeah, I liked it, too.
Like, it gives a little more, like, okay, like,
it's not just like
it's
a
not
training
like,
level, you know?
Yeah, it's not like, oh, you beat the level and now you're at the boss, so you don't have to worry about the hard part anymore. Like, no, this shit is getting good.
Yeah, like you feel good when you beat it.
Yeah, it's actually ramping up the difficulty as opposed to kind of ramping it down. Which is good. It's got to prep you for the game, because I'm assuming that's how it's going to keep going. You don't want to get mixed signals, you know?
Yeah.
You got me.
Yeah.
And then after we defeat the Round Digger, there's a quick cutscene where a random boy appears.
Random boy.
Or random robot boy. And it's Beck. So Beck announces that he is part of the Mighty Numbers. And now Gunvolt has to participate in the, in all caps, Super Mighty Battle Showdown. Thank you. I figured that's how he wanted it to sound.
Yeah.
So you have to fight all of the numbers. I guess the mighty numbers, 1 through whatever.
Yeah.
I assume there's going to be 8 bosses, so let's say 1 through 8.
Why do you assume 8?
Because it's always 8. If it's a Mega Man esque game, I'm thinking it's going to be 8.
Fair.
So I'm putting in my vote now that it's going to be 8.
Okay. So was this number 1 or was this 0?
I think this was 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I like that guess.
Okay. So lock it in. And then after we beat the Mighty Numbers, then we have to beat Beck. And then Jewel promptly says that was odd. And I tend to agree. That's not what I expected to happen at the end of that stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you mentioned before, Joe, I guess Jewel does power his abilities. So the Muse helps him kind of summon the lightning, I guess.
Right.
And after that, you kind of get booted back to the stage select screen, and there you go. Now it opens up.
Yep.
Now you have all these choices in front of you.
So cool.
So very, very Mega Man there. So
Yeah.
you can kind of run through and check and see which stage you want to go through. And basically now it's time to fight the Mighty Numbers.
Nice. You also get to choose a rare item when you beat the level.
That's true.
Cool.
Yes. Do you want to talk about the rare items?
Sure. What was there? There was like your CPU.
Yeah, so it upgrades you. You get a 300 point upgrade to your customization points.
Or a shield or something.
Yep. The Septimal Shield.
Septimal shield, yeah.
I think everything's going to be called Septimal something, because that's the name of his, like, the adept powers.
And what was the third one?
I think it was just a sticker.
Okay.
It's like a Beck sticker.
Cool.
Yeah, so there are stickers in this game to kind of help you denote which customization profile, I guess, you'd want.
Right.
So you can be like, I want that one, the one with Beck on it. But yeah, also there are kind of items underneath the 3 that you can pick from that are actually hidden items that you can find throughout the level.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so actually there's a skill that you can get once you've upgraded once you've gotten the customization point upgrade. It's called dowsing.
Okay.
So
Dowsing?
yeah, it's basically what it sounds like. So you kind of run through the stage, and if you get to a point where there's a secret around, the HD rumble on the Switch will kind of kick on and kind of give you an indication based on the rumbling where the secret is.
Cool.
Which is very cool, actually. Have you heard about the HD rumble?
No.
So it's basically like Nintendo really touted this when they were putting out the Switch. It's actually kind of like very. How can I explain this? It's very precise how you can actually make the vibrations work. Okay. So instead of just having the whole thing shake, you can have it shake in a certain spot so you feel it more in one spot than another. So it can kind of give you like an indication of like, oh, I need to go far right here, or actually just a little bit to the right, or something like that. Or like you'll feel like the vibration shifting away from you when you're going away from, say, a secret here.
Whoa, that's intense.
Yeah, and it kind of like you feel like when it started happening and I had the dowsing on, I was like, whoa, what's going on? Like this feels so weird. Like I kind of like it. Like I was trying to use the actual rumble to kind of determine where I should be going, and actually eventually found out it was in the wall, which was very cool. Nice. So that's actually a really cool usage of the HD rumble function.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
Yeah, man, it's very cool tech to kind of see being used in such an interesting way. Mm-hmm. But yeah, like we'd mentioned before, one last thing, I guess there's so much customization in this game. We've already talked a little bit about that, but I'm excited to move through the game and customize the shit out of Gunvolt. Yeah. And I think that's probably where we're going to end it for today.
Yeah, it's a good spot. Intro level.
Yeah. We've gone through the intro level, talked a little bit about the game itself. I think we're in a good spot for today. Also, Joey has to run, so we can't talk for too long. Where are you off to again?
Going to a Franklin Electric concert.
Oh, cool. I hope you enjoy, man.
Yeah, it should be fun. Part of the Montreal Jazz Fest.
Yeah, so it'll be great. Let me know how it is. We'll let the listeners know next week.
Sure.
Other than that, I guess we just wrap up for right now.
Cool.
So thanks again, guys, for listening. Yeah. I know we're trying something a bit new this round, especially with a new game and new musics and all that kind of jazz. Yeah. But we're trying to get the podcast in a good spot here to help it grow. And one way to do that is to kind of switch it up a little bit while keeping it kind of standard to what we normally do. Mm-hmm. Kind of naturally evolve, if you will. So hopefully we're taking it in a good direction. We'd love to hear back from you guys. Let us know what you think of the new sound. If you like it, if you don't, if you have any suggestions. Let's make this interactive, make it a dialogue, a conversation.
Dialogue.
So if you want to message us, you can obviously tweet at us at It's The Xstream. You can send us an email, itsthextreme@gmail.com. Or you can write something on our iTunes page or Podbean or Google Play.
Or email us. Oh, you said that already?
I did. Actually, and also, I guess on YouTube. But again, also the videos now are going to be a little different because I don't have a capture card for the Switch. So
that makes sense.
I'm going to need to figure out a different way to make these videos work.
Yeah, maybe pictures or I don't know.
Yeah, it'll probably be more picture intensive. Mm-hmm. But anyway, we're moving into a new era, and we hope you guys are gonna like coming with us.
Yeah,
come with us on this adventure.
Join us
into mighty Gunvolt number Beck. But this is I'm excited about this game. Looks very promising, man.
Yeah, looks fun.
Thank you to our listeners for.
There's going to be a lot to talk about.
Yeah, thank you to our listeners for bringing it up. Yeah, thank you very much, Brandon, for bringing it to our attention.
Yes.
Really appreciate it. Very excited to keep going. But with that, I think we're good. Is there anything else that we would have missed?
No, just don't forget to write down some things, you know?
Yeah, don't forget to write this game to your memory card.
Yeah.
And don't forget to write down our Twitter handle, and don't forget to write down your comments and suggestions.
Yes.
We'll talk to you guys next week.
All right. See ya.